Last time, we talked about how to organize qualitative data using categorical frequency distribution. Today, we will talk about bar graphs. This is a way to visualize categorical variables or data. A bar graph or bar chart uses vertical or horizontal bars whose heights or lengths represent the frequencies of the data, making it a useful tool for comparing different categories or groups of data. What are the advantages of a bar graph? First, it emphasizes the frequency for each category. So makikita na natin kaagad kung gaano kataas o kababa ang isang category. Second, it recognizes patterns more easily than tables. Since sa tables ay numbers lang ang nakikita natin, sa bar graph makikita natin kaagad kung pababa ba siya or pataas, kung meron bang pattern na sinusundan, kung ano ba yung shape ng mga categories natin. And lastly, it identifies the largest and smallest categories by frequency. Agad-agad makikita natin kung alin ang pinakamataas at alin ang pinakamababa. However, there are some limitations of bar graph. First, many categories can make the graph look crowded. So kung marami ng categories, medyo nakakalito ng tignan kapag masyado na ding madaming bars yung tinitignan natin. Second, a wide range of numbers can emphasize the highest frequency. Kung kunwari ay masyadong malayo yung mga gaps, baka ma-overemphasize naman natin yung highest frequency or ma-overemphasize din naman yung lowest frequency. And finally, differences between other values may appear small. Sometimes, ang tingin natin sa bar graph, maliit lang yung kanyang difference. Pero in reality, pag tinignan natin yung values, malayo na pala yung differences na yon. Let's have some examples. A sample of 30 people were asked about their blood type and the data is shown below. Construct a bar graph to display the frequency of each blood type. So how do we do this? First, let's open our Jamovie app. To set up our data, we go to Data tab, then Set Up. Here, ilalagay natin yung pangalan ng variable natin. So, I wrote blood type here. Then, identify natin yung kanyang measure type. Since nakita natin that blood type contains A, O, B, or AB, then the measure type is nominal. And the data type is text. After setting up the variable, pwede na nating pindutin yung arrow na may bilog, this one. Now we are ready to enter our data. After entering our data, we are now ready to construct the bar graph. First, we go to the Analysis tab, then Exploration, then Descriptives. Dadalhin niya kayo sa window na ito. From here, we will move the blood type to the variables box. Just like so. And then, dito sa baba, hanapin ang plots. Then, check bar plot under bar plots. At eto na ngayon ang ating bar graph. We can now copy this and paste it to our document file. So don't forget, for your report, you have to name and label your graph. So here, pinangalanan ko siyang Figure 1, bar graph of blood types. But it doesn't stop there. Aside from knowing kung paano gumawa ng bar graph, you also need to know how to describe your graph. And in describing your graph, you need three things. First, the context. Next is the peak. And third is the distribution. When we say context, we need to identify what the graph represents by stating the variable being measured and the individuals involved. For example, the bar graph represents the preferred social media platforms of grade 9 students. For the peak, we need to highlight the most dominant category, which is represented by the tallest bar. For example, the most dominant category is TikTok. And finally, for the distribution, we should describe how the heights of the bars compare, showing whether the data is clustered around one bar or evenly shared across all categories. For example, The data is heavily clustered around TikTok, while the remaining choices are significantly lower and evenly spread out. So going back to our blood type data, we can now describe the data as this. The bar graph represents the blood type distribution of 30 individual subjects. That is the context. The most dominant category is blood type O, as shown by the tallest bar. That is the peak. The data is heavily clustered around blood type O, while blood type A and B have equal bar heights, and blood type AB has the lowest. That is the distribution. Let's move on to example number 2. The same sample of 30 people who were asked about their blood types were also asked to identify their sports preference: football, soccer, baseball, and auto racing. Construct a bar graph to display the frequency of each sport's preference. This is now the bar graph of the sports preference. The bar graph represents the sports preference distribution of 30 individual subjects. The most dominant category is football, as shown by the tallest bar. The data is heavily clustered around football and soccer, while baseball has a moderate bar height and auto racing has the lowest. Congratulations on finishing our lesson for today. But of course, learning does not stop here. You are now ready to practice what you have learned in this lesson.